Google the female astronaut that designed the first female uh spacesuit. It was her. Totally real story. I got it on film.
First female spacesuit designer, Sabrina Thompson. She wasn't a
Yeah.
scientist, though. I mean, sorry, she wasn't
Oh, it
a
was just a.
astronaut.
She wasn't an astronaut. Okay, there's an astronaut well, her Wikipedia says she helped design the first spacesuit, and she's been on multiple, allegedly been on multiple ISS missions.
Okay, I don't know who that is.
I mean, I could probably figure out. I was honestly just
Sure.
trying to make a joke about her being a scientist because her answer was retarded. Actually, I finished her statement both times. She's like, actually, they had water. They do the coolest thing. They have water in there, and the water, and I like finished it. It boils. She's like, yeah, and also they drop a feather and a hammer, and they drop at the same rate.
Was it
Yeah, they
Mae
do.
I finished
Jemison?
it both.
Mae Jemison was the
What's
first
that?
African American astronaut.
Yeah, I can look it up in a sec.
Was that store anywhere near you by chance?
I don't know yet. I just walked in the hotel and walking back from where we did
Oh,
orientation.
we can see where you are.
Yeah, yeah. I have a GPS on me right now.
Yeah,
It,
that's cool.
it's the hotel, not the hotel.
Yeah, I was about to say Witsit. It's Da Hotel. Come on.
Da.
Da,
Looks
wait,
like
yeah.
looks like Jaren and Keegan and Toon are all together. Looks like Austin and someone else. I can't think who that is with that weird logo. Is in the hotel.
Maybe critical think. I walked ahead of the
There you
group.
go.
Yeah, we had to reveal to Mr. McToon and everyone that we were actually a couple steps ahead this whole time, and he couldn't film us, so it was a bit of drama.
Oh, we got this drama. All right.
Anything weird? Any spidey senses going off yet?
Yeah, any weird tension between you and the Globers?
Just looking for it. You guys, just looking, hoping for.
Yeah, we want
All
the
right,
gritty
can you
details,
answer?
but come
Yeah, dude, give me a sec though.
on.
Yeah,
Oh, man. I don't
I imagine
actually care, you know.
Imagine McKeegan being pretty mellow though. He seems like an alright guy.
Yeah, he's
I
more
just,
chill.
I just hope the overall trip is like a good trip for just about everybody, whether they're disappointed at the end or not.
Well, that's what we keep trying to say. We're like, everyone should be able to just like have good vibes.
This is straight up vacation for you guys in a way. You know, there's work
I
to
know
be
we carried
done, but
away.
still,
We're pooping in a bucket and peeing in a bottle,
come
and
on, it'll be fun. Try,
it's
push your
like
boundaries.
negative 18 degrees Celsius, which is actually so it's Celsius, so it's like still above zero in freedom units.
the main event hasn't yet even happened.
Oh yeah,
Correct.
dude. Looking at your location and where this store is, it's not far at all, bro. Probably just a walk away.
Oh, the store, nice.
Who's the chappie that's on his way in? He's in the air right now. From Britain.
That's the Candace Owens producer, Mark.
Oh, okay, Mark Herman.
Yeah, he's cool.
All right.
Favorite
He has a
Glober.
beard. I don't know if it makes it cool. He's got a beard.
It is statistically significant in terms of probability of coolness.
Having the beard, yeah, I agree with that. Cool people tend to wear beards.
Yeah, definitely no
That
guarantees.
drummer guy. Have you seen that drummer guy on YouTube?
The
He's
one with the
from
really dope mustache.
yeah.
Hmm.
He's like
Yeah.
he's got 3 drums and he's nut job on the drums.
Oh, I like
Viking or
making a
something like.
Hitler
Looks like a
joke.
Viking. Like a Viking drummer.
I was making a Hitler joke.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, let's not do that.
The really cool guy. Yeah. You don't always have to have a beard to be cool.
But and the clang guy, that guy.
I thought you were making like a hilarious joke. Hey, oh, yeah, normally it's like you're cool if you have a beard, but there are some exceptions. Have you ever heard of that one German guy?
Yeah,
He had a mustache.
that was funny because I always remember it interesting that Charlie Chaplin had the same moustache. What that was about. I think I'll
All right,
shave
hey,
everything except this one part of my moustache under my nose.
yeah, hey, Tora.
Yo,
You say like how close is it to me? Like, should I get an Uber? Like
I,
Ubers are super cheap.
yeah, you can. I just looked at it. I counted the blocks. It looks like it's like 8 to 10 blocks away from where you are.
Just walk like 8 blocks.
It's called. Let me get the name again. Gandara, Gandara, Chile.
Wow. It's
How's
Gandhara's
the
clearing
an
up out
Indian
here.
word.
how's the food so far? Did a good meal last night?
Gandhara's the
Pretty
Gandhara's the
good
South,
actually.
and the monkey magic.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you.
But
Someone's got culture. That sounds
last night,
great.
last night we had some. I got some tenderloin with like garlic sauce. It was incredible. And then for lunch, I got some little lasagna and it had the super good sauce all over it. It was incredible. So
How's your
far, pretty
translation
good.
working? What translators are you working with, or do you need them? Everyone speaking English, or
The translations were pretty good. Just like,
oh, I think we lost you. Wild. Just watched this short, and I know what they're playing, even though I haven't turned the sound on. That was funny.
hey, so the where's the compass? You said it was like a boat place or something?
Yeah. I tagged you in the live stream one again with it.
Okay,
What
second.
I googled was called Boat Store, and then when I go to their website, obviously turn it to English, you could look at a catalog and look. It looks like they have a lot of like life jackets, it's all kinds of different like air horns, all that stuff. They got compasses, but it looks like they're closed. I don't know if it's that they close at 3. I don't know how reliable that is, their store hours or whatever. But it says opens tomorrow at 9 a.m.
I imagine business hours are fluid down there.
Yeah, it does look like I might have to go tomorrow morning according to that. But I'll do that in the morning. It's cool. We'll get a dope marine compass. I wonder if they have a gyro compass. A little bit out there. Any other
I thought
suggestions?
No, I don't know what else to look up. Like, what else would we like? What's a key word, guys? If you were thinking like you're trying to find like almost like Survivor stuff, or like what I mean, like nautical or traveling gear.
Yeah, does Duffy's GPS show that he's still at the airport?
So it's obviously it was tracking flights, right? So it left everyone at the airport once we got here until they're updating it to fast tracker. So if it says he's at the airport, then they haven't swapped him over yet. Like we just got him.
Are the trackers actually accurate then?
Yes, now because they're pretty expensive GPS trackers.
It's just some of you lot seemed like miles behind on your way down on the plane.
Yeah. Well, when they were tracking whatever they did, whatever code they used to track the plane, they were kind of wonky.
All right, so they're all good now then.
Should be, yeah. I think we all have our GPS trackers on our person, so if I ever want to throw you guys off, I'll just leave it somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
I just refreshed the website, and now I don't see the tracking anymore. The-final-experiment.com, right?
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta let it load for a sec for the tracking to pop up.
Well, now there's a bunch of YouTube videos that are popping up, like when I scroll down. It's weird. I don't know.
I mean, maybe the internet is slow that you're using.
There's a hiking specialized shop called Grotto Zero Outdoor. I don't know how close that is to your location. Let me throw it in the chat.
Ah, there's a casino right there, dude.
There's another marine supply that looks kind of close by as well. That one's open today. I don't know if maybe they got it.
You wanna call him?
You want me to give them a call? Did you say?
Yo, we should go put the GPS trackers like in a bar and just leave them there.
I'm here, I'm present, I'm now.
Turn off them and getting hammered for like 2 days straight.
I'm here, I'm present, I'm now.
Yeah, I gotta go find a gel.
I'm here, I am present, I am now.
Bro, simmer down, bro. Simmer down.
Sounds like he's trying to talk himself out of a bad trip.
Yeah, I don't know if he's hot. Yo, Flatter, dude, you got like the most wicked robot. If anyone else heard that.
Yeah, dude. Bro, you gotta take a break. It's way too bad.
He had that.
So
He had that.
disconnect and come back.
He had that trachea surgery.
I'm
Got that
about to
voice.
start dancing. You got moved quick.
Go online. How do I say, do you guys sell a compass?
Ustedes venden. I don't know how to say compass in Spanish, dude.
El direccionado de vicio.
Wow, dude. That's the word for compass in Spanish, dude.
Brújula.
Brújula, dude. I've never heard of that word in my life. I can't believe it's called brújula. Because bruju means witch. And brújula basically means like it's like witchcraft, dude.
That's because the compass.
Bruja means witch.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Bruja
hey,
means witch. Bruju is witch, masculine.
No.
real quick, real quick.
Bruja is feminine. Brujo is masculine.
Okay, so the word witch originally, like we use it wrong these days because the witch as associated with magic and Wiccan stuff is different than the witch as in the witching rod that is a magnetic principle kind of thing, allegedly. I don't know how well it works, but there's a difference is my point.
It's
So
because
the
the compass is
location
the
I
jail
just
spot.
sorry. The location I just called said that they had like some entry levels and then kind of like a nicer compass, their nicest compass to offer, which was like equivalent to like $50 or $60 in their money. I don't know if that's going to be any nicer than the one that you had on the stream last night, though, Austin.
Oh, thank you so much. You called him?
Yeah, it's the what I put in chat,
Oh,
Grotto Singing or something like that.
nice. What a legend.
They're,
Um,
they're open to like 6:30.
okay. I may just go look at it and or grab it. So it's going to be 60,000 pesos or whatever.
You said it was like 51,000, and I just did a quick search to see
It's
what
one
the
to 1,000,
50.
I think. Like exactly. So
Yeah,
isn't that
okay,
right?
so yeah,
Yeah.
like $50.
Yeah.
But again, and if not, if anything, if it's not too far from where you're at, maybe he would have a place to at least recommend, from like a distribution standpoint that could get you something more in line with what you'd want.
Right. So what's that place called? Or that place is in the chat?
Yeah, I put it back there.
Yeah, I was looking for that. Where is that?
It's Grotto Zero. So like zero grade, I guess. Grotto Zero. 2:01 p.m.'s timestamp. I didn't put the address, but it should be easy to find because it's popped up. When I had searched for like hiking places down there. I can put the address in the chat though. Let me just pull it back up.
I told you guys to stay tuned. I'll let you guys. I'll explain it in a sec.
There's the address for you.
Thank you, bro.
You're welcome, brother.
Yeah, we gotta go get some adapters for the outlets. Make sure everything's charged. I need to get a new tripod, I guess, which sucks really bad. Hopefully I can return it.
Hey, have you tested your P900 since you landed?
Yeah, I did this morning. That's when I found out of the tripod adapter.
Okay.
Situated.
Okay.
Got a
Good.
shot of these mountains across the water. Although I will say, like, I've never been extremely impressed with the P900. So
Well, those gears they snap pretty easily, so just baby it.
like its focus. I mean, maybe it's user error. I'm like, it's always very tricky to focus.
Does it have a manual focus?
I think so.
There's some things about the P900. If you're going to get a camera, just go to the 1000 if you can swing it. Wait a few more months, save up some money, get the 1000. Don't bother
Yeah,
with the
but
900.
yeah, the thousands are a little better for sure. But like same thing. People kind of act like it's the best camera on earth. It's definitely not.
No, it's not. It's okay, but the 900 is not. The 1000's an okay camera.
It's just pretty pocketable for what we're doing. The 1000 is just fucking massive. But if I were going to get a 900, I'd get the 950.
Yeah. Someone donated the 900 to me on the tour a long time ago. That's the only reason.
Yeah. Free camera is better than no camera.
Yeah, and then well, we're gonna throw a solar filter on there. So the P900 is gonna be kind of get the sun with a solar filter.
Nice.
Yeah.
For what it can do, it's literally like the best money can buy.
Zoom wise,
$900, dude, and you get that amount of zoom, dude. You won't get that anywhere else.
You
But
can
it is
pick
a
up
shitty camera.
You can pick up P900s for $400 used.
yeah. Through that, it discontinued the 1000 though, so it's actually gonna pop up probably.
To get a Canon to do what the Nikon's doing, bro, you would have to spend like 5G, 6Gs on the lens.
Yeah, if you're not looking for professional results, the P1000 does fine. I was going to say, pro tip, when you're buying a camera, find out the shutter, how many shutter activations it's had. That's like mileage in the car.
Yo, 10 times more, bro. You got to go on mute when you're not talking, dude. It's like we got a lot of background noise.
Who is that?
No, he's good now. He's good.
All right.
The last P1000 in mint condition sold for $1,400.
Yeah, I used to have just two 900s, one was 1000. I mean, one was infrared, one was not. Then I had 1000 that I used for a few months during 1,000, which I think is a significant increase in zoom, right? Like 70 to 125x.
Yeah, it's a lot. You're not getting digital. I mean, you are getting digital, but you're getting way more like true optical. It is a big difference. Also, it does bring in a lot more light. The P900 it has trouble with exposure, like the images are darker, and the sensor picks up a lot more light in the 1000. So yeah, it is a big benefit.
Yeah, honestly, I don't like the P900, but I also don't use it that much.
Yeah, I got mine for $80. It was broken, and I sent it in to Nikon for $200, and they fix it. So, I mean, bang for the buck. It's a pretty badass camera, but it's nothing like the ones they released today.
Full frame mirrorless CMOS sensor.
Well, I have an Insta360, a Hero 13, P900, and if I don't have to bring extra bag, I could buy extra cameras for different purposes. Like I have a Sony, I think it's called the EV10. It's like the really nice like $400 lens. Another little vlog camera, I forgot what it is. that my wife got. That's really nice. But we were told we couldn't bring extra stuff, so now I'm thinking about bringing an extra backpack. Like if I can find a decently cheap backpack, so I buy it and get extra little gadgets. That would be at stores like different compasses, maybe if we're lucky, a gyro compass, maybe a sextant. So if anyone thinks of something like that, let me know.
Wait, are you heading to Antarctica?
Saturday morning.
Oh, Saturday in the morning. Okay. Are you a flat earther or?
Yes.
He's on the fence.
Oh, he's on the fence.
Yeah, he's going out there
No.
to see what's going on.
Well, that's good. That's good. That's good.
He's on the ice shelf.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's a guarantee you will see a 24-hour sun. So how will you interpret that?
That there's a 24-hour sun.
We're all going concave.
No, no. Was it a back and forth with, say, us telling you that this is evidence that the Earth is a globe?
How do you interpret when we don't find curvature?
I'd be like, well, you guys think sunsets are evidence of globes, so
No, no, no.
yeah, no.
So yeah, I understand. It's not necessarily a curvature question. It's a evidence of a sphere.
How's it evidence?
Or
24-hour
you
sun.
mean lack of evidence? You mean?
Okay, so are you saying that if you see 24-hour sunset around your head, you are not going to make the determination that this is evidence that you are in a sphere?
No. I would
Okay,
say
and so
that it is observational evidence that is consistent with the globe Earth prediction.
oh, okay, good. So that's a step in the right direction, and that's why that's why we say it.
The right
It's
direction?
right. It's no, it's the right direction.
Are you familiar with the term preponderance of evidence?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
And are you familiar with the terminology that of perihelion?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you also familiar with the term eccentricity, eccentric orbit?
Well, apparently you're not.
Yes, yeah. I'm doing something right now, so I'm concentrating. I'm
No.
multitasking.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
Are
you
you
so
familiar with the fact that your model crafted the Klimovy orbit based on the actual observation of the sun's path throughout the year?
are you okay? Well, did
That's a
we
pretty
measure
straightforward
that?
question. Pretty
Yeah,
straightforward
I know.
question.
It's a straightforward kind of question. Are you familiar with trigonometry?
The deflection,
No, no, no.
you are aware of the fact that the current claim of Earth's orbit was created, reverse engineered from the observation of the sun's path throughout the year.
Yes.
Okay, so would you agree then, of course, observing the sun's path throughout the year isn't evidence of the Earth's orbit?
So that means you're not familiar with relativistic motion, then.
Oh, no, I am very familiar with it. I can destroy it in my sleep,
Oh,
but
really?
okay. Let's see if I can make this really simple. Let's say I, okay, we're gonna go outside, okay? And we're gonna look at the sun and we see, wow, look how the sun moves. Then we're gonna go sit down and be like, how could we explain that? What would be a model that could explain? Okay, I got an idea. We'll say that the sun's actually not moving. What evidence do I have of that? Well, we're gonna assume it. Okay, let's assume that we see the sun moving, but it's actually not moving. Okay? And it's just an illusion. It's apparent motion because it's actually the Earth that's moving, even though it appears that the Earth is not moving. So it looks like the sun is moving, but it's actually not moving, and it looks like the Earth's not moving, but it actually is moving. So then we could claim that the reason that we see the sun move the way it does is because the Earth has to move a certain way, causing that. So if we claim that, what way would the Earth need to move to make the sun look like that in the sky? Well, it would have to go in an elliptical orbit around the sun, and that would cause the sun to look like that in the sky. Okay, cool. Let's do all the math. Let's say the sun's this big, say the Earth's this big. Okay, the year is this long. Okay, here is the calculation for Earth's orbit in our theoretical model that just assumes everything is inverted. If someone comes along next week and they say, "Hey, do you know the Earth moves around the sun?" And I said, "No, I don't believe that just because you say it." And he said, "Well, proof that the Earth moves around the sun is look, this is what the sun does throughout the year." That would be stupid because that's how the claim was made in the first place. You know, I couldn't have broken it down much more tedious or simple than that. So simply affirming the consequent. So reification fallacy. It's begging the question. It's circular logic, circular reasoning, right? So that's where we are now in 2024. We got a bunch of people that say, "Oh, well, proof that the globe model is true is look at what happens in the sky." And that's very ignorant because the globe model was literally created piece by reverse engineering the idea of the model based on what we see in the sky. And actually had to keep being updated and tweaked because it kept not working. So like, oh, let's tilt it. Okay, now it needs to wobble because the stars are slightly changing. Wait, now the moon's orbit doesn't work. Let's add another wobble. Wait, okay, there's this really long procession of the stars. Let's add another wobble. We actually see that the angle of the sun is at a tilt. So let's say that the Earth is actually tilted at this angle. Right? Yeah, to keep changing. Then we see everything moves around the Earth. Okay, well then let's just say that the whole universe is expanding and it makes it look like the Earth's in the center. Oh, look, the laser measurements that interfere with each other show that Earth's not moving. Okay, well, let's actually say that time slows down and that distances contract and get smaller, but they'll look like they're the same size, and the time will appear to be the same, but actually it slowed down and got shorter. That way it would look like the Earth is stationary even though it's moving, and if you tried to measure it, it would look like your measurement was showing that the Earth is stationary and not changing, but it's actually changing. You just can't tell. It's going to look like it didn't change. Like these are all like actually what happened. So it's so goofy to come back around in 2024 after like decades or centuries of people doing this and then acting like it's proof of the global model. Like it's like fundamentally fallacious.
Well, let me say this. The reason why that occurred is because the size of the sun doesn't change.
Yes, it does.
No, it does not.
Yes, it does.
It changes. It is not noticeable to the human eye.
Yes, it is.
It barely changes.
Well, who's looking at the sun with their eyeball?
Wait, time out. Time out.
Well,
The sun noticeably changes
no,
angular size.
it does not noticeably change angular size, sir. Doesn't.
Yes, it does. Yes, it
Does
does.
does not. As a matter of fact,
Wait,
I've done this. I've done the observation myself, and
do
looking
not.
through the proper filters, the sun does not change angular size more than 0.1%.
Incorrect. If you use
That
the
is
world,
correct.
it's
It's
not
of no
correct. It's not.
0.1%. Okay, so what
Wait up, wait
size
up, wait
does
up,
it
wait up,
change
wait up,
at sunset?
wait
Go
up,
ahead. No, tell us.
wait up,
Tell us.
wait
Give us
up,
a
wait
number.
up.
Give us a
Calm down, you're freaking out. So if you use the world's
I'm not
best
that
solar
worried.
filter, if
I'm pretty
you
calm. Pretty calm.
you're freaking out. If you use the best solar filter in the entire world and you film the sun, you're going to see that throughout the year it significantly changes size.
Not throughout the year. Talking about throughout the day.
Oh, wait.
Throughout the
So
Throughout the
day, not
year,
throughout the year.
wait. You're laughing like I didn't know what you were
year.
saying, but I'm ironically making fun of you because you brought up the actual orbit and the annual path of the sun. And then once your entire premise was absolutely destroyed, you just deflected to angular size change throughout the day. So I, of course, ironically took your deflection, made it applicable to the actual subject that you're deflecting from, which was the annual path of the sun. Pointed out it absolutely does change angular size. Now we can go to what you're deflecting to because you have obviously no rebuttal to any of the other stuff I laid out because it just objectively destroys your premise. And we can say, actually, in the globe model, the sun has to change angular size daily as well because this is basic geometry. As the sun gets to solar noon, it changes size. And then as it starts to go back down to sunset, it changes back towards the original angular size of sunrise. It's 0.08 arc seconds. So this is because of, again, just basic geometry. If the Earth's a sphere, and you get up to noon, you're closer to the sun than when you're down on the other side of the sphere because of sunrise and sunset.
By how
Now, of
much are
course,
you
this has
closer?
never actually been measured to actually happen that way. And then people that believe in the globe will just say that is such a small amount, can't measure it, even though we actually do have the technology capable of filming an angular size change that precisely. It has never been verified. So I just
Well,
like to
yeah. What?
point out that even though the globers love to talk about angular size change of the sun, almost none of them even know that their own model claims that the angular size of the sun does change. And then, of course, the funniest part of all of it is that every video that people have published as globe earthers with solar filters saying, see, the size of the sun doesn't change. Here's proof. You just have to use a solar filter. When you analyze those videos and actually do a pixel count of beginning of the video to the end, there is a significant size change, sometimes ranging all the way up to 15-20% in the very solar filter videos and time lapse of the sun that was put online to supposedly prove that it doesn't change angular size. And every single time that that has been presented back to the people that made the video, they go radio silent and no Glober ever comments on it.
Has
All right,
that
but yo,
been?
this guy said it doesn't. This guy said it doesn't change with the naked eye, and it obviously does with the naked eye. Because when we pointed out, the Glover is saying no. When you do it with a solar filter, it only changes a little tiny bit.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
mean, can you
that's true.
address that the part that it actually does change size with the naked eye?
My friend, from throughout the day, it does not drop to 20%.
No. Yeah.
Can you address what Jeremy just said, though, please?
I just did. It's selective listening, guys. Again, the sun, throughout the day does not drop 20, 30, 40, 50% till you cannot see it. It does not do that at all.
Okay, wait up. You
It's
claimed that the sun doesn't change
1%.
angular size to the naked eye.
It doesn't
Jeremy
change.
pointed out. Jeremy pointed out it literally does change angular size to the naked eye, which is why you actually have to use a solar filter.
Well, can I jump in
No.
there? Can I jump in there
Well,
1 second?
the
If
point
I can
is,
jump in there 1 second, the moon also does not change significantly in angular size. That's much easier than dealing with the sun where you have to use filters. The
right?
moon does
Okay,
not change throughout the day,
wait.
and the moon does not
The
change
moon
throughout
does
the year.
change. The moon changes
Not,
angular size to the naked eye as well.
Yeah,
not significantly enough to warrant it being
Have you ever seen a
a
supermoon?
close.
yeah,
It
the
doesn't
point
change
is,
to the size. It doesn't change size in accordance with the idea that the Earth is a disk and the moon is circling overhead.
exactly. That's the point I was trying to make to them.
No,
The sun's behavior does not comport with a flat Earth model of any sort.
incorrect. So
Okay,
first
let's
of
do it.
all, you've
That
made
is actually
multiple
correct, though.
claims. No, it's not. But first of all, you've made multiple claims, and every time they're proven to be untrue, you don't even just show good faith and concede them, right? You could have simply said, "Yeah, I misspoke when I said that the sun doesn't change angular size to the naked eye. I was completely wrong. That's actually exactly what it does, which is why you have to invoke solar filters to
It
make your
does not
argument. You
change
could have just said
angular
that you
size to the
misspoke.
naked eye. It doesn't.
It does it change angular size to the naked eye?
It does not, sir. It does not.
Okay.
Bro, I
So
just
this
posted
is what we're doing.
videos of it
Go ahead,
doing
brother.
exactly that.
At-
Look in the chat,
atmospheric
dude.
atmospheric conditions, brother. It does not change throughout the day angular size to the naked eye. You need special filters to see the
No,
change,
bro,
and
dude.
the change is very slight, brother. That's just a fact.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
and
Bro,
the
no.
other thing,
all right,
it
if
only
it's
changes
just a
right at the
fact,
horizon.
hold on. If it's just a fact, go look in the chat, dude.
Yep,
Got a
I'm
video.
looking
I
at
got
it.
this from
Okay,
Rob
brother.
Skiba. Now, this is from Afghanistan, the mountains of Afghanistan at like 11,000 feet, where you don't have to worry about atmospheric conditions, right?
You
And you
won't
can
have to worry
clearly
about
see
atmospheric
there's a
conditions,
Of
greater,
dude.
course
hold
you do.
on, hold
Of course
on,
you do.
hold on. There's a greater angular size change at 11,000 feet than at sea level. Why? Because it's not as dense. The atmosphere isn't as dense. The reason why you don't notice an angular size as much at sea level
Right.
is because of atmospheric lensing. It causes objects to distort and look bigger at distance than they actually are.
Yeah,
Well, if I can
there's
one
more
second, if I can for
there's
one
more
second,
distortion.
the f-
There's more distortion in the desert, brother.
yeah,
So
the
it does not change
No,
angular
no,
size.
the
Yes,
that's not
brother.
true,
concept.
bro.
There
Look at the
there is,
video.
brother.
It's
Brother.
drier
Each
in Afghanistan
it's
at
drier.
11,000 feet. Not only
It's
is the
drier.
atmosphere lighter, less dense, it's colder, and there's less humidity. So you don't have to worry about atmospheric lensing as much.
Can you prove that photo
Again,
was taken in
I-
Afghanistan?
right, exactly. And the point
Oh,
is again, the sun does not change in any significant size to the human eye. You'll need special filters to see the change. Everybody
Bro,
knows that. Every single scientist on
that's
the globe to see.
patently false, bro.
And and the point,
I posted a photo and a video debunking what you just said.
you can,
And
brother. That is
Witsit already explained to you that
that is
with a solar
atmospheric
filter,
condition. Which is lied.
with us,
It lied to you.
all right,
It's
first you're moving
Bro,
the
stop
goalposts.
interrupting, man.
You're moving the goalposts.
No,
Right?
I'm not.
Initially you were saying that you couldn't see angular size change at all with the naked eye.
You
We've
cannot.
already debunked that. Now we're moving to your next claim,
No,
right?
it can. No,
And
brother. I'm not. You
even with
cannot.
the solar, dude, I can't. Here you go. I'm done, dude.
Yeah, this guy's ridiculous.
if you look at that photograph and you look at it with the naked
Well,
eye,
did you
you
not
would be able
notice
to
that
change.
clearly it was
You
Lime
would be
trying to
able
talk
to
and that the other guy was censoring him? So once he had
if
to
you c-
yield back because, dude,
if you
okay, I'm
look
a
at that.
moderator here. I'm not sure if you're familiar with
I
how
was in
that
the middle of a
works.
sentence, dude. I was in the middle of a
No,
sentence.
because Line was trying to talk repeatedly. The other guy was talking all through him to such an extent he had to stop talking. And then you took that as an opportunity to now just take the mic away from Line and then start talking. That isn't how
Well,
it works.
he stopped talking. That's
Thank you
fair,
for
right?
modding Witsit.
Okay,
He
Okay.
so
interrupted me.
Line's gonna get
Moderator.
to finish. Line's gonna get to
No,
finish.
no, listen, I appreciate that Witsit's here because I've talked about this before and nobody believes me. But I'm driving right now, right? I just parked, but I just posted the evidence in the chat, bro. Now you're asking me, where's the source that you can verify that this is in Afghanistan? This video I got from Rob Skiba. Now I can't pull the exact source, but just watch the video. You can clearly see an angular size change with the naked eye. There's no special solar filter there. Now, even with a solar filter, you can see an angular size change, but you have to count the pixels. But this is
Exactly.
verifiable. This has already been done. You guys keep just using old debates tactics, like acting like you guys never heard this before. Anyways, go ahead, dude.
Say that, brother. I did say you need special filters to see this change, and the change is very slight. I said that from the very beginning. The other gentleman that was talking about he debunking me and all these things, he's lying on me. I simply told him that you need special filters to see the angular size change. It does not change significantly to match anything that the Earth is flat. In order for it to, in order for it to work on the flat Earth, it needs to shrink 100%.
Wait, time out, time out. Wait, time out. Where did you get that number?
And
Where'd you
the
get that
sun does
number?
not do because there's night.
Where'd you
Because
get
of
the number?
nighttime. Because of
You got
nighttime.
100% because of nighttime. Is that how you do
It's
math?
nighttime. It's
Well,
dark.
Put it like this. Put it like
What
this.
calculation did you use to get 100%?
Nighttime. Pitch
So this
black.
guy's just slow. Is that what's going on here?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Are you saying nighttime is not black?
You don't know
I'm
what
Okay.
saying
light
nighttime
Okay.
is
attenuation
not
is?
math.
Okay. Oh, really? Nighttime is not math. Again, the nighttime, if without the moonlight here, it is
What?
it is near black. Black. The
Okay.
sun is
Okay.
all
Okay.
okay. Where is the sun on the flat earth at night? Where?
It moved away from you, so where you can't see it anymore.
Thank you. And
Do you
without
not know how
light,
that
Why is
works?
this guy yelling?
I'm sorry, I apologize. I apologize. Without
Well,
light,
I'm
he said,
asking you, where did you get 100%, man? You're making a specific mathematical claim.
well, the gentleman said a while ago what he said was quite clear that it has moved away from you so you cannot see it. And if you cannot see it,
Mhm.
where are you going to get light from? There's going to be no
You may help
light.
you out. You may help you out here. Okay. You're straw manning
Oh, no, he said
flat
it. I'm not
Earth.
strawmanning. He said it. He
Well,
said it.
calm down. Calm down. No, you're straw manning flat
I'm
Earth.
good. I'm good. I'm good.
Calm down. Calm down. Calm down.
I'm good.
So
Trust me.
you're trying to say that on the flat Earth, that the only reason you wouldn't be able to see the sun anymore is because it shrinks angular size so much
Right.
that it shrinks by 100%. Okay.
It's
Are you
gone.
familiar with light attenuation?
Well, he said it, not me. He
Do you
said
know
it.
what light attenuation? No, no, what I said it, and I said it goes away from you,
Oh,
and then you can't
right,
see it anymore.
right.
Yeah. Do you know what light attenuation is?
If yes, I do.
What is it?
That's where the light is weaker, the more distance. In inverse square law. Go ahead.
Mm, the light attenuation is not
It's not
strictly
the
based on
inverse
the
square
inverse
law.
square law.
It
Yeah,
has
it's not.
nothing to do with it.
Yes. The intensity of the light lessens with distance. It's
That's not attenuation.
inversely
It's
squared.
not
It's
because of the inverse square law, though. This is something completely separate.
oh, all right. So are you saying that the sunlight cannot make it through the atmosphere? Is that what you're going to now?
Hold on. Before we go
Oh,
there,
Man,
we got
just
to
Is that
understand
what
listen.
you're going
what
to now?
attenuation is.
Is that
Before
what
we
you're
go
going
there,
to?
we got to understand what light attenuation is. You don't know because it has
I
nothing to
just
do with
told you.
inverse square law.
Yeah, it is. It does. Let's look it up.
yeah. Let's look it up.
Okay.
Distance.
Can
Is inversely related to the intensity. Intensity lessens with distance. Light will attenuate with distance. Yes,
yeah.
sir.
You looked
No,
up the
can we get
wrong
Okay.
an
thing.
actual? Can we get an actual definition of
Go,
light attenuation up there or something?
go ahead. Yeah, put it up there, brother. And also, yeah, if light is being interfered with by the atmosphere, like that's why the sun is red at sunset because red has longer wavelength, right? So that's why you see the red sun when it's setting. It has to get through more atmosphere to your eyes. But what I'm saying to you guys is, in order for it to get that dark, for it to get pitch black, the sun has to go away, right? And you just said it, brother. You said it. You said your sun has to go away. That means angularly
Oh, stop
shrink
scattergunning. Stop
so much.
scattergunning, bro. Okay.
So.
You're very
Oh wait, the
confused
other
here. You're very confused. You're
the
very
other guy.
confused here. Okay, let me help you out here. You're very
Yeah,
confused.
go ahead, brother. Go ahead,
Inverse
brother.
square law of light is independent of attenuation. For example, right, you can apply the inverse square law of light in your own model to stars in space where you claim there is a vacuum and there is no medium. Okay. So that's one thing. It's about the inverse relationship, right? The inversely proportional relationship between intensity and distance. Okay. That is independent of attenuation. Okay. Attenuation of light is the absorption of the light into a medium. The decrease in light intensity relative to a medium which absorbs and scatters the light. Okay, these are
Okay, so
different
can I
things.
jump in 1 second, or are we disallowing that?
No, no one cares if you jump in.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. So, when I look at that picture from Lion, you have to pixel peep to be able to tell the difference between the sun, and then the one at the bottom where it's near the horizon.
Mhm.
You have to count the pixels. It's not immediately obvious, and that's due to it being right on the horizon. If you do the same thing and do from noon to, an hour before dusk, the sun will not change in angular size enough to comport with the idea that the sun is circling overhead a flat plane.
Okay, yo, can I
my
ask you a
contention.
question? Can I
Yeah.
ask you okay. So, because this is what happened, okay? There's a
Okay.
bunch of videos that was put out on the internet by Glovers. So like Wolfie 960, whatever his name is, two
Yeah.
different people, okay? They
Okay.
said, look, we filmed the sun with the proper solar filter, and it shows that the sun doesn't change angular size. They posted it
Okay.
as proof. Okay,
Right.
people then took those very videos and counted the pixels, and the sun literally did change angular size in those videos and by pretty significant amounts.
Okay.
So,
Well, has that been?
Hey,
would you like to post
Yeah.
a video where they counted the pixels with a
Okay.
solar filter and it didn't change?
Okay, what was
So
the percent? What was the
I
percentage?
do
yeah,
have something to add.
the
I
point
got
would
next.
be on that, Austin, is that the concept from the flat Earth side is that the sun is circling overhead. If that's true, then from noon to about an hour before sunset, the sun would change in angular size significantly, um,
Significant.
Hold
significantly
on.
more, and then much, much more than we actually see it. So it may change size, maybe 1%, 2%, 3%, something around there. Okay,
Up to
all right.
So
20%.
hold
But
on, real quick, real
the
quick.
two things to keep in mind are,
No,
the one is that
1%.
you have to pixel peep in order to tell the difference. You don't. It isn't immediately obvious. Even in the video, it looks like it's the same size. You have to pixel peep. So that's nowhere near enough to give you the idea that it's actually moving away from you, moving closer to you in the morning. It just doesn't work like that perspective wise,
So
right?
so
That's
real
the
quick,
contention.
something that you guys brought up, the inverse square law. Well, something that the inverse square law and angular size have in common is that both involve distance, right? And both change proportionally with distance, right? And with angular size, you have to know how far the object is to then be able to calculate how much it would change in angular size. Because the farther an object is, 2, 3, 4, 693 million miles away, how much do you expect an angular size change? Like how much? It's something that is, you don't even know how
Well,
far it is.
yes, it is. Just the diameter of the sun is 800,000 miles. It's very large and it is very far away.
All
It
right.
is very
So
large,
with that,
very
take
far
the
away.
atmosphere out of this. Take atmospheric lensing out of this, because atmospheric lensing will cause objects to retain their angular size as they move away. But with that aside, put that aside for a second. We can look at the space station or other things that are, or even the moon. The moon's a lot closer than the sun. How much would you expect the moon to change in angular size when it's
Well,
230,000 miles away?
Not
yeah, but
enough
its size
to
third
give you
the
the
size of
idea.
Earth.
Yeah, it's not enough to give the idea that it's moving over a flat. Um, it's not. It's not. It can't be close enough, and it can't be um, low enough to the ground, or the Earth can't be a disk and it's circling overhead. It doesn't. That's not what it looks like in reality. The other thing is the International Space Station. All right. If,
Well, hold on,
as you
hold on.
say, wait, let me get my thought out. Thank you.
All right,
If, as you say, the angular size is going to change according to the atmosphere, then the International Space Station would also change, and that's not being measured as far as I'm aware.
Well, hold on a second. All right. So when it comes to the moon, right? And when it comes to the surface of the earth, like when the moon is on the east and it travels to the west, or when the sun's on the east and when it travels to the west, how much surface area is it covering? And then when you calculate that, the surface area, let's just say 4,000, let's just say 5,000 miles, right? So it's going from east to west, covering about 5,000 miles, right? It's actually more than your limit of perspective. Now it's 93 million miles away in your model, and it's going from east to, it's only covering a few thousand miles. How much really do you expect it to change in angular size, guys? Like really, even on
Yeah,
a flat Earth, even on a flat Earth.
it shouldn't change very much. It'll change a small percentage, and that's what we observe. On a
Right,
flat
that's what
Earth, it is proposed that the moon and the sun are circling overhead a flat disk. That is what is proposed. If that's true, then when you first see the moon, let's talk about the moon because it's easy. You don't need a filter. You look at the moon as you see it on the horizon, then you see it right over your head, and then you see it on the other horizon. It doesn't change size anywhere close to what it would be if it was close and circling your head.
The thing is
What
that
are you saying?
we're only
Anywhere near where it
speculating
would
because
be?
to even know how much it should change in angular size, you would have to know with 100% certainty how far it is from the Earth, which you
And
That's
the
don't
sun.
know, dude.
That's
that's a
your
very
problem.
good
But
point.
that's
No,
your thing. That's
yeah,
your
that's
thing.
the
Yeah, that's the
yeah.
point. You have to know. You are the one that have to tell the
You're
world
the
that.
one making the claim.
So no,
No,
our claim matches up with a 93 million miles sun that is 800,000 miles in diameter with an intensity, with the intensity of what it has, right?
No, but
Is
you're the one making the claim that it would change a certain
yes,
amount on a flat Earth. And then when someone
right,
points out that in order to even make the claim that you just made, you would actually have to know the distance. And then
that
what
is,
you do is turn around and shift the burden of proof to your claim,
but
because you're the one claiming that what it would do, and say that we need to now make an like an unverifiable claim about distance so that you can try to further
wow,
claim
that's
to
a lot of
disprove
words.
flat Earth. So then you admit that you're just straw manning us.
Whoa, oh my
okay. No, we're not strawmanning. We're not strawmanning.
yeah,
What we're saying is that if the sun or the moon were closer than they are to the degree that the flat Earth has to have, so you have to have a dome, yeah, because that's a container, and so the sun and moon are are they inside the container? I lost lost in that.
Wait,
Is the
time
moon?
out. When you said it has to be,
Yeah.
how do you, what? Wait, how
Okay.
close does it have
Look,
to be?
part of the problem is we
Isn't it
can't
funny
get
that
any.
globe earthers know
I can
more
ask you.
about flat Earth than flat earthers? They know more. Globe earthers are claiming they know more about the flat earthers' claims than the flat earthers do. Yet when you ask them, what exactly are those claims that you're claiming are ours? Then they say they don't know. But then
Well,
they
you
just
can.
continue to claim our
Okay,
no,
claim.
you're
because
saying there's a dome, right? You're saying there's a container. That means it's a
no,
dome,
because
right?
we know because we know science and we know how light behaves.
Okay, so are you saying,
No, this
Austin?
isn't
Are you saying that there is
science.
a dome? Is there a
Hold on.
container?
Do we know how light behaves? Did we ever get to the bottom of what
It
light
doesn't. That
attenuation
doesn't matter for
exactly was?
this.
Yes,
We're
we
talking.
have,
Yeah,
brother.
Jeremy, I had to
Yeah.
just like define it for him to understand the
So,
difference.
Austin, let me ask you this question: um, Is it your position? I'm asking you specifically, not any of the flat earthers. Is it
Yeah.
your position that the Earth is contained? Gas pressure requires a container, so there is a container. Is that your position?
Yes.
Okay, so that container is the dome. Is that true?
I
You
think speculatively that there could be a dome. If I had to guess, I would say that
so
there's a
it's
dome.
speculation and guesswork.
Yeah. Yeah. You know
Okay,
why? Because you can't independently verify it. Similar to what you think you know about what the center of the earth is made of, or what you claim the edge of the visible universe is, or what you claim is going on in outer space. All of that is just guesswork. But because some authority figure told you that
well,
that was going to be your guess, then you're really confident in it. The difference is
okay,
I'm not going to make definitive claims about things that cannot be verified.
okay, but we're not. I'm not talking about the center of the Earth or the edge of the universe. I'm talking about
Right,
something
because we have
that
a
you can
double
see.
standard. You guys can make up baseless
It
guesses,
isn't
and that's
really though. Let's
okay.
be honest. It's not really double standard.
It is. You think that if you believe in the globe, you can just make up guesses and that it's permissible. They have to be treated as if true.
Well, I'm talking to you personally. I don't know what's at the edge of the universe. I don't know what's at the center of the Earth. Let's leave those things out. I'm asking you specifically about the claims that you are making personally, specifically about the flat Earth. So you're going to say there is a dome, or you're going to say that there may be a dome. So
Yeah.
the problem we have in the discussion is we can't get any commitment from people as to anything anything at all, basically physically. So we can't commit to you can't commit to the size of the moon. You can't commit to the distance to the moon. You can't commit to whether there's a dome or there isn't a dome, even though you say the gas pressure requires a container. So we can't get any
Yeah.
commitment on any of those things,
Wait.
and
Does
we're
it contain?
supposed to have a
Are there?
conversation about the shape of the Earth.
How does a container mean it has to be a dome?
Then what is the container?
Yeah, dude, you said that if there's a container, it has to be a dome.
You're saying there could be, in theory, there could be a dome, but you
Yes.
also are you saying that gas pressure requires a container?
Yes, but why are you saying
Okay,
it has to be a dome?
then what is the container?
Well, dude, do you see what you're doing? You claimed that if there was a container, it'd have to be a dome. I said, why? And then you said, well, then what is it?
I'm trying to get you to commit to something that we can
Yeah,
tangibly
that's
talk
the
about.
problem. Listen carefully. We aren't
I
going
am.
to make definitive claims that cannot be verified. You
How's
are
a
in
theory?
a religious
Oh
I'm.
no,
cult-like
I'm not
Don't
that.
belief
insult me with
system.
that.
Please let me finish. You are in a belief system that requires blind faith, that makes definitive claims that cannot be independently verified. And you're coming over here and asking me, as pretending I have to participate in that same behavior. I do not. I prefer to not have baseless belief systems about the nature of Earth that requires blind faith and then run around claiming it's definitive, although it can't actually be independently verified. Okay.
Right.
Can
I don't
you?
want to
Let
do
me ask you a
that. If
question then.
you're content doing that, which you clearly are because you believe it and you have a double standard and you think that you should be able to do it. But as soon as I said, well, yeah, sure, speculatively, I think there could be a dome, you said, oh, so we're just guessing, just blind guessing. But you will literally believe that there's invisible material that makes up 83%
Don't
of
put words in
all
my
the
mouth.
matter in the universe. And
Now you're
somehow,
putting words in my mouth.
wait, so
I
you
did.
don't believe in dark matter?
No,
So
No.
you don't believe in relativity?
Yeah, we don't.
I don't
Those are
know anything about
theories.
relativity. I'm not a scientist.
Those,
Nor do I know
those are
anything about
theories.
dark matter. I'm not a
Yeah.
scientist.
Those are
Those
theories.
So
are
That's
don't
right.
put
So
words in
you know
my.
what else is
Don't
a
put words in.
theory? You know
You're
what else
putting
is a
words in my
theory?
mouth.
The
I was
core.
talking
Wait, you know
about.
what else is a theory?
I was.
The core of the globe Earth is also a theory.
Dude,
No, it's not. It's
I'm
not a
talking
theory.
about the
It's
sun
scientific. It's
and
a
the moon
scientific
Wait,
and
wait,
the
fact.
wait. How's
dome.
it? Wait, time out. I want to. No, we're gonna. You're not gonna. The other guy's trying to run away from it. The other guy's trying to defend it. You're not gonna run away from it. Okay. You said it's
I'm
not
not
a
running
theory. It's
away.
scientific.
That's rhetorical nonsense.
Yours.
Just
Yo.
speak
No. No.
honestly.
No. 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 Other guy said it's not a theory. It's scientific fact. Okay.
You're talking to me.
Please.
You're talking to me.
Stop
Please.
interrupting, dude.
Please enlighten me how it's scientific fact. If the deepest hole ever dug is 7.8 miles, please tell me how it's not a theory, but it's scientific fact what the core of the Earth is.
That's a red herring.
How's it a red herring?
That's a red
Right.
herring. We're talking about the
Again.
moon. We're talking about
Again.
the moon,
Yeah.
and we talk about the
Wait. Just a
dome,
quick.
and we talk about the
Symbiotic,
container. And all you want to do is talk about relativity,
self-perpetuating.
the edge of the Earth, and the center of the Earth.
Yeah.
No,
Just.
it's not a
Just.
red
You want to
Just a
talk
herring.
about
quick.
Like I
everything
said,
except what we're talking about.
I guess I
Just a
have
quick.
to I have to teach you guys again. Let's
You're not
recap.
teaching me
How did the
anything. You
core?
teach me
How
that you
did
Wait.
the?
need to
Okay.
use
Okay, you're
red
gonna
herrings.
get muted if you keep interrupting me, dude.
Yo, you
Okay.
gotta go one at a time, dude. We can't, otherwise, audio chaos, bro.
Okay, so I'm going to recap for you guys so you understand how it's not a red herring. Okay, so you are both strawmanning
Yeah,
flat Earth. That's
Leon.
how it starts. You're both strawmanning flat Earth, and you're saying the sun would have to do
You
this
need
if the
doctor.
Earth is flat. Someone says, wait, what are you talking about? Why? And then you just say it again, and we say, well, in order to even make the claim you're making, you would have to know the distance. You then say, yeah, so what is the distance? Make a claim to the distance. And we say, no, because we cannot independently verify the distance. We're not going to make that claim, which means we're also not going to make a claim as to how much it should change in angular size built upon that distance claim because we can't verify that. You then go on this little prideful tirade about how much better your position is, and we can't even make claims. I then rebut that point by saying, okay, you're pretending that's somehow a win for you, but what you're really saying is, oh, we are content baselessly making claims that can't be independently verified, such as the distance to the sun, the makeup of the sun, the distance to the moon, and you have many claims like this in your model, such as the core of the earth, and you believe that that's perfectly okay to just make up the baseless claims. On this side, we're saying we're not going to do that. That is what has got us in trouble. That's what got us here in the first place, was people just making up baseless things that they can't independently verify and then mislabeling it as science. We're not going to do that. It's just a waste of time and it's fundamentally fallacious. So then I point out that that's a double standard. You say there is no double standard. So then I start giving you examples of the double standard. And then the guy comes in to prove my point perfectly by saying the core of the Earth is scientifically proven, which it's literally not. Okay, so you guys have a double standard. You think that for your belief system, you should be able to make any and all claims baselessly, just making them up, and they should be granted as if they're true factual reality. But then you demand that we do the same thing. No, no. So the only thing that's really happening here is you're making baseless claims, and you have a burden of proof that we don't even have because we're not ignorant or fallacious enough to make those baseless claims that can't be verified. This is a very simple concept. I know that you understand it. You just don't like it.
Do I get to talk?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. I just talked a pretty good time. You go
I,
for it.
Okay.
I,
All
I
right.
just wanted to clarify something real quick. I said it was
Oh
scientific.
goodness.
I said it was. I said it was a scientific theory. That's a difference. Scientific theory. Now, I've worked with seismological data. I've looked at seismographs. We brought the data back to labs and we've tested it on different materials. We had to do our research, right? It's a scientific theory that the Earth's core does exist. The
Oh,
waves, the P waves, the T waves, the S waves, all of those things come back to the information that the Earth core is indeed made up of iron and cobalt and other
Like,
materials. We've tested that in the lab ourselves with
no, you didn't.
with the
You
site.
didn't
Yes.
test
Oh,
that the
so are
core
you
was
going to
made of
hold on?
iron in a
Wow.
lab. No, what you
okay.
did, what you
Wow.
actually do
You're
is you look at waves, right? You measure waves, really oscillatory patterns on the Earth. Okay?
correct.
You measure those, and then what you do is you make assumptions about
No,
the composition of the Earth, and then you determine which elemental compositions could work in theory based on their densities, right? That's the primary property is density of the material. And then what would be the propagation rate or oscillatory rate within those densities? And you say, okay, well, then based on my assumed size of the Earth, my assumed location of the core, right? Then that would mean that the wave has traveled this far at this rate, this quickly, with this oscillation. Therefore, this density could work in theory. Then what actually happens is the data doesn't match. There's tons of anomalies where if you assume that elemental composition, the waves don't work. So what do you do then? You start making up additional layers of density in anomalous regions throughout the Earth, the whole 4,000 miles to the core. And you constantly fudge the data and factor in all kinds of made up BS that you never verified in the first place. That's what actually happens. And this
all
is the
right, no.
main reason. Wait, last thing. The main reason that you come up with iron, for example, because you could come up with 1,000 different things, right? Because you could say that the Earth is made up of all kinds of different elements. You have 4,000 miles to work with. You could make any kind of layers up, right? And you could literally make up almost anything and make it match the oscillation because you have all those layers. The reason that you come up with iron and stuff is because you have to claim that the Earth's magnetic field is generated from the core, right? So then you're actually limited based on that, what kind of elements you can choose. And then because of the Curie point of those elements, where it loses its magnetic properties, but the temperature requirements, you have to invoke that there's actually an outer liquid core that's rotating. This is called a dynamo model. So you have a geodynamo model, which is allegedly going to cause the magnetic field, although that also doesn't work because you have what's called the geodynamo problem, which has many problems underneath it, such as the asymmetry problem or the inability to actually replicate this in a lab to show it's even possible in theory. Okay, that's the fundamental assumption that you have to make work, the Earth's magnetic field being generated from the core. So then you come over here to the PNS waves and you're trying to interpret them and make them work within the other assumptions of the core that generates the magnetic field, even though that model also doesn't work. None of this is science.
Can I get in?
Okay,
Thank you.
okay. I'm just waiting
Can
for
I
him to
get in? Thank you. May I?
Hold on,
Nothing. I.
hold on, brother.
The topic was the
This is
dome.
still,
I asked
brother.
Austin
Wait,
about his
wait.
beliefs about the dome.
Oh my gosh, it's just a second. All right. So again, the information is tested in labs over and over, right? Seismological devices improve over time to compensate for different things. The information is brought back to the lab and verified. Now, I'm sure you heard about the antipolar, where the opposite side of the Earth from where you are, the seismological devices are fired off and they get back the same information. So, so,
No.
so basically, so hold on. Basically, let me finish here. I'll let you finish, brother. So basically, the seismographs on direct opposite sides of the planet, is coming back with a central point of the Earth. It is 4,000 miles down there. I myself have traveled to Beijing.
Why are you yelling?
I myself,
Loud
I'm sorry. I'm
noises.
sorry. I apologize. I apologize. I myself have traveled to Chile, which is an antipolar location to
It's still
Beijing.
loud, bro.
I apologize. It's my fault. And
It's not
what the
that big going.
data, and then what the data reveals, we're getting back the same information from both sides, that there's a central point in which the seismological waves from Chile and from Beijing converge. They
That's
converge.
not true.
And therefore, that is telling you, right there, that the earth has a finite size already. You already have a finite size. If that did not occur, then we would be agreeing with you that there's infinite dirt going down and infinite dirt going across. But the seismographs read each other's location perfectly.
No.
So the earth is indeed a sphere. I myself have worked with
Oh
this
my.
information. I am not talking out of my butt like you think other globers are.
You kind
I've
of are,
worked with
actually.
this
You kind of
information.
are, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
So you
No,
can
no,
actually
guess
go
what?
watch my,
No.
go watch my debate with PhD Tony, right? Who's a seismologist and actually got his PhD with a thesis in flat Earth seismology.
Yeah, that's crazy,
Oh, look
bro.
at that. Isn't that nice?
That is straight up crazy. Though we have a PhD seismologist in this arena. And did you hear what Witsit just said about him?
Yeah, he wrote his thesis on flat Earth seismology and how effective or efficient it is.
Can I jump in without being muted? Thank you. We were talking about the dome. I asked Austin about the dome, and magically now we're onto the center of the Earth.
Yep.
How did that happen?
Well,
Because
because
it's a
well, I'm
scientific
gonna let you
theory.
go. Let me go. I'm gonna let you go. To be fair, you're right. Your conversation got hijacked, but it could have been a
Thank you.
very easy and honest concession that yes, you're right, that these are just ideas and claims that can't truly be verified. And I do have a double standard because I believe in the consensus, the quote unquote scientific consensus. And I think that those guesses are good enough for me. So I'm fine with them making up those claims that can't be independently verified. And I wish you would do the same thing and come up with claims that can't be independently verified so I can then try to critique them. Like that's what you actually think, and that's what you should just honestly say.
Okay, well, what you're doing is then you're just accusing me of being dishonest when you don't even really know most of my positions. And I give you an example of where you can independently verify. You just don't independently verify. So when people say that the images we get from NASA are obviously fake because they look like CGI, there are people that have very large telescopes that have taken photographs of some of the planets, and they look very, very similar to the ones that NASA's taken with their huge telescopes. So that is something that people can verify. People in the past, in fact, I don't know, Austin, if you do this. I don't think you do. But when people take a blurry picture of the P900, they can't focus it. And so they take a picture of, say, Mars or whatever, and it looks like a blob. and they say, look, this is not what NASA's showing us. When people take pictures with large telescopes, they show images and photographs that do look very, very similar to what NASA shows us. That is one way that you can independently verify. What I'd recommend is for you personally, Austin, if you want to study one particular topic very intensely and show us why the science is wrong. I'm just using the photo of a planet as an example. But there are things you can do to independently verify a lot of this stuff. It's just that
I have no
doesn't
problem
happen.
with what the planets look like, right? Like
I know,
what you
just giving that
actually
as an
do.
example. Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't know that was true.
but look, you take a telescope, you look at the planets,
Right.
you take a bunch of pictures over time, and then you use a program that picks out the best ones, or you can do it yourself. You then layer them to get an image of the planet, and those planets do in fact look like that. Saturn does in fact look like that with the ring around. This idea, though, that, for example, the stars and those patterns that are seen from a lot of people's P900 footage is just an inability to focus is actually
I'm
not
about to
true.
move.
Wait, let me make a point.
I can move.
I have multiple videos from an
Uh,
observatory telescope
yeah.
with the head astrophysic or astronomer that runs that observatory. Okay. And he will readily tell you that when you properly focus on these stars, they do in fact exhibit those patterns. And in fact, to get a static image of a star, you actually have to slightly pull it out of focus. Okay? And that's because of the resolvability limitation of even the best telescopes in the world. So that I happen to know that most flat earthers don't even know that, and that the globe earthers don't know that, because it's true. A lot of people do pull out their P900, they don't focus it properly, and they say, look at the star. But I'm going to find out that the observatory telescopes show the same thing, and I'll happily drop those videos. Okay. But the planets, sure, they look like whatever. That isn't independently scientifically verifying what they actually are. That isn't proving that they're terra firma. That isn't proving their size. That isn't proving their distance. That isn't proving their elemental composition. That isn't proving their spectroscopic presupposition. None of that is science, bro. Like, that's my point. Like, I can literally come up with a model that is superior to your model. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that I can do it. Because
Then do it.
I can invoke superfluid and an electric universe. I can invoke eddy current. I can invoke magnetoreactive properties. And when I invoke magnetism, for example, I don't have a mass discrepancy because the dynamic causal mechanism is not proportionate to mass. So I don't have these major problems that you have, where you look out and you see a certain amount of visible mass, quote unquote, but then you have way too strong of a gravitational field and it doesn't work. So you have to make up invisible matter to make it work. Well, if it's magnetism, it doesn't matter. You can have the exact same size magnet with the same exact size mass, and one can be 1,000 times stronger than the other one, right? Because it's not
Bro, there's
proportionate to mass. That right there gives me the ability to make a model 1,000 times more viable and superior to yours because it's not limited to proportionate mass.
Okay, have
So
you
the
done
they're
that?
problem,
saying they're
let me
saying
make
that
my
James Webb.
conclusion.
Yo, can I get in real quick? Can I get
Yeah,
in real
yeah,
quick?
yeah.
All right, thanks. Cool. They just made an observation with the James Webb and the prediction. You know, people are making predictions on what's going to happen and what's supposed to be going on. Like no one's really even talking about it. Sabine Hassenpfeffer just did a video on it. Like no one's talking about this. Like Mond was a better prediction than the dark matter thing, and no one's even like concerned or anything about it. I mean, there's a few fringe people, but
No one's concerned
Yeah.
about dark matter being questioned.
No, he's saying that one of the
they're
most
not
recent
concerned about the
observations.
prediction, Mond's prediction being better than dark matter's prediction.
Dark matter
Yeah.
could go away tomorrow. That's not a hill we're
No,
going to die on, is it?
it's
Or is it?
literally required for the current model of gravity.
Wait, I don't know if it is, but
It
even if
is.
it
That's what
is,
Mond is modified Newtonian dynamics. It's a
okay,
new theory of gravity because that doesn't need dark matter because the current version of gravity quite literally requires dark matter.